Hello guys, welcome to the channel. This is the Reynolds brothers, Cole, Conrad. Today we're going to be looking through a property that we've seen on auction. It's going up to auction on the 16th of this month.
So it's a very, very interesting property. We've actually looked at it and run the numbers a few times on it, and we were going to make a video. We actually went to start making the video about an hour ago. Literally, we'll put the video up here. Got a phone call saying we can go and view it right now. So we went, got in the van, straight there.
I just wondered if you was local and you wanted to go now.
Yeah, I'll literally jump in the car right now and set off. I'll be about 20 minutes, 15-20 minutes, but I'll literally jump in the car as we speak.
We met the vendor, we met the vendor and had a great conversation with him, didn't we? We were there for about 45 minutes, It was really good.
It was a really nice guy. Obviously, it's just, total shame of the circumstances. His home of 18 years burnt to an absolute crisp.
Yeah, bit of a disaster.
Bit of a disaster, but yeah, like we say, we spent a good hour with him and we had a really great conversation.
We really got to understand the situation, his position, and why it's at auction.
So today we're going to be going through as to auditing. Basically, we're having a look at this. We're going to see how much it's on for. We're going to see how much we think it's going to sell for. We're going to run a few different situations and just talk about it basically. So this is the house in question. It's number 1 Lancaster Road. What an address! Number 1 Lancaster Road. That is crazy. That's great.
It's a very, very it's cool. You have to, I'd say, flick through the photos.
So let's have a look.
So it's a four bedroom, completely detached. It's got quite a bit of land. Most of the land's at the front. There is a back garden, back courtyard, but it isn't much of a big garden, is it? It's still a garden, but it's not big. And most of the land is at the front. He actually had a little putting green, didn't he, in one of the corners, bless him. So it's pretty destroyed. As you can see, it's pretty big. There's no, apart from the extension and the bottom right corner of the building, there's no structural damage at all. So it does look horrific. Obviously, it needs to go back to brick and completely replastered, but the actual structural integrity of the building is pretty solid. So this corner needs structurally put in right, but obviously if you was to buy it as an investment, this whole wraparound needs completely rebuilding and having a new extension on. So it's not like it's an extra cost. That's what you would need to do anyway. Similar to the one we just done, it had subsidence, but we were putting a new extension on anyway, so
yeah, it didn't make any difference for us. So this is the back of the property. We've got a little conservatory here, which is damaged as well. The fire was over on this corner of the property over here, but the vendor thinks that the firefighters, for some reason, ended up messing up that too. So that'll have to change.
To be fair, they made quite a mess. They smashed pretty much every single window.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they smashed every window. There was actually a van that was parked here,
brand new transit van.
Yeah, a camper van that he'd done out. So that's also a massive shame. But this is the property. It's got a lot of potential. The area, again, we're very familiar with the area. There's a lot of infrastructure, a lot of new builds being built in this space. So the infrastructure's there. Long term, this property is only going one way.
Yeah, definitely.
For definite. So
let's work backwards. So we always work backwards. What would the GDV be if we was to renovate it? And we know strongly that there's actually, from seeing him and having the conversation with him, he had plans before it burned down to make it a 6-bed house. So this 4-bed property can quite easily, and already has there would need to be money spent on it, but it has the room for 6 beds. It would need probably a dormer, quite a big dormer on this top side, and then he's got the planning permission to have the staircase going up. So
spiral staircase.
This 4-bed can be a 6-bed. So
comfortably as well, very comfortably.
Yeah, it's pretty much not far off done, especially if you're doing the work anyway. So GDV done to a nice spec. If you haven't already seen our project we've done, then we're talking about to that high spec that we would go for. We're talking minimum 550 as a 6-bed. So the GDV is very strong.
So if we say it's a conservative figure at 550, anything achieved over that would be, someone would be happy with.
Yeah.
But that's the figure that we're going to be going to for the NGDV.
Of making it 6-bed.
Making it a 6-bed.
If that top space was left, the stairs weren't done, which there would be no reason not to do it, then we're probably talking 4-bed, 475.
Yeah.
Conservative. So yeah, that's the numbers. And then to achieve these numbers, roughly as a refurb cost, we'd be looking at, for the 6-bed, 300k refurb, and just for the 4-bed, you'd be 250 refurb. Because I mean, it's adding the dormer. It's do you dormer or not dormer. So you dormer, another 50 grand. Then you probably have to put another bathroom suite up there, so another 50 grand to make it from 4 to 6. But I think it'd be worth doing.
If you subtract the 300k from the 550,
yeah,
what does that leave us there?
You're left with 200k.
200,000. So
250,000.
250,000. Which means, how much profit do you want out of the deal? So obviously everyone's going to be deal dependent, but you know, having to front up 300k as a refurb cost is very risky. Obviously that's no contingency as well, so you're talking 330. It's a big risk for someone to take on.
There's a lot to do. There's a lot of building work, structural.
There's going to be a lot of regs, and the council are going to be all over it. The building regs will be all hot on that one.
Some people may even consider knocking it down, but I don't think that'd be a good idea because it actually is sound. The house is pretty sound.
Yeah.
But it could be knocked down because of how cheap the land would be able to be acquired.
So if we were buying this deal, we would definitely need, if we were outlaying that kind of money for the refurb cost, we would need 100 to 150k of profit for certain.
Yeah, for that level of work, it'd be 12 months, a lot of work, and yeah, the risk as well that comes with it. But, so to take on that risk, we'd want 150k profit for sure. So yeah, that leaves us at a ballpark figure of 100k purchase price. Obviously, you've got to take into account your stamp duty, your legal fees,
your buying costs,
your tax on the end of the profits. So we said to the guy that our offer would be about 50-60k.
Yeah, that's what our offer would be. But we know that this house has been priced incredibly well. It's up at a guide of 46,000.
Extremely attractive.
Extremely attractive. The photos are decent. It's in a really desirable area
with a strong GDV.
And even more to the point, the vendor of the property himself is actually doing the viewings. Yeah. So he's a really nice guy, he's really knowledgeable about the house, he's lived there for 18 years, he knows every single bit of information that is to know about this house. Obviously now it's had a fire, things have changed a little,
but even since then he was actually going to maybe build it himself, so he knows everything about the house you'd need to know. Costs, he knows it needs £36,000 it would cost to flatten it and get rid of that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's the quote we got for that.
So he knows a lot about it, so it's a strong.
So it's a well-marketed house, definitely
and a strong opportunity for someone.
Yeah, definitely a strong opportunity.
But we think that attention is going to drive the price maybe to a different audience of people who would want to buy it just to do it and live in, which means their barrier to entry is, they could
higher,
150. I think I'm going to call it, this is going to go for 175. That is my 175.
Yeah. I had a range of what I think it was going to go to between 150 and 200, and why I've got that range is just because of the sheer amount of different buyers that are going to be looking at this. You've got investors and you've got people that are going to be wanting to buy this to live in it. So we know how much interest this has had because he's told us how much interest it's had, and the auction house themselves have also said it's a really well marketed property. Obviously, it's going to have a lot of interest.
Also, no pre-auction offers can be made on the property.
No pre-auction offers can be made on the property.
They're not going to accept any. So,
and that's the deal that they've got with the insurance company. So,
it's going to auction. And it's going to get bid up.
Definitely, yeah. There's
going to be a lot to see what it goes for.
No, yeah, I'm excited to actually watch this one. We'll be bidding on it up to 50.
Yeah, 52 last bid.
Yeah. Realistically, it's not one we can get. We can't pay anywhere near what this house is going to sell for. We know it's going to sell for more.
And to be honest, originally before we went round and seen it, didn't really, from the photos, it's a big house, but you don't really grasp the sheer size of the refurb. It's a big house, isn't it?
It's a big house.
It's a big house.
It's a lot of time. It's a lot of effort.
That wrap round, I was thinking originally it'd be like a 20k shell. Couple of steels, and it's not. It's quite big.
Yeah,
it's quite a big refurb.
Yeah. So for that reason, I'm gonna go a little bit less than you. I'm gonna go £168,000.
See who wins.
I'm gonna go £168,000. But like I say, if it goes at 200, I really won't be surprised.
No, I wouldn't.
I really won't be surprised at all. Because again, it's how people do their own due diligence. Do they believe that this house could be worth 600 or 650 done up? In which case, they're going to be slightly higher on the buy. So that's what you're competing with. You know, you've always got to set yourself a figure as to how much you can pay for this house and not go over it and get excited by the auction, because that's what a lot of people do.
Yeah. That's
So,
the video, guys.
Essentially, yeah. Check back in 2 weeks' time. In just less than 2 weeks' time.
2 weeks.
Just less than 2 weeks' time, where we're going to watch this auction play out live and get our reactions there and then.
So,
Hit
yeah.
that bell notification, hit a subscribe, and see you in the next one, guys.